Have a follow-up question. Mr. Burford has indicated that he'll have a follow-up question. Just a reminder that each journalist is allowed 2 follow-up questions during the entire debate.
Of the aggregate 165 million, this was the second time since the budget cut this year that there was a deferral of the building of youth information centers. There was actually a deferral from last year as well. How would wouldn't this adversely impact on youth?
Mr. Burford, the contracts for the 2 centers that were deferred are to be signed shortly. Cabinet recently approved those for Spanish Town and for Maypen in Clarendon. What happened was that the land acquisition process and the approval process was delaying the other approvals that run concurrently. And as such, we had to take a decision to delay the implementation until later on in the year. We are proud, though, to say that when we came to office, there were only 4 youth information centers. Today, there are 9.
Thank you very much, Mr. Newby. We will have a rebuttal from Team PNP.
You know, it is no wonder why they say pride goeth before a fall. That Mr. Newby is proud of that record. I think he should revert to his State of the Nation address of 3 years ago when he indicated a specific, measurable, time-bound objective that there would have been by now at least 14 youth information centers. He didn't speak then about land acquisition issues, so I think he needs to check his own record and see where the reversals really are.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Pryce. Let's move on to the next question. It's from Nadine McLeod, and it goes to Team PNP.
There are about 50,000 young people who are unemployed, according to the Economic and Social Survey report of 2010. What workable plan does your party have for them?
Thank you. The People's National Party has several plans in the work. Certainly the first is to get the economy growing, because over the last 3 years we've seen 14 consecutive quarters of economic decline. We have an emergency program to not only kickstart the economy, but certainly to face the crippling levels of poverty that have doubled under the Jamaica Labour Party. One of the things that we'll be doing is be providing farmlands for youth in agriculture to have farmsteads so that they'll have irrigation and provide suitable agricultural products for agribusiness. We'll also give youth in construction internship and work by putting together parish-built teams to fix indigent housing, certainly roads, gullies, bridges, etc. And we'll also go into ICTs and the creative industries where young people are very, very talented. Even in our prisons, some of the best music comes out of our prisons in Jamaica. But we will be actually giving them grants to go into these areas so that they can
Thank you very much,
facilities.
Ms. Hanna. Let's have a rebuttal from Team JLP.
Yes?
The PNP believes that it is the role of the state to create jobs. We strongly disagree. We believe in a private sector-led approach, and this is why, despite the global recession, we have undertaken the most comprehensive reform package to free capital to enable ideas and capital to meet at a point that will drive job creation. We have not had the sort of success that we imagined, but the constraints that are structural and others that are international crippled our efforts. Despite that, however, we created 67,000 jobs over the last couple of years.
Thank you very much, Mr. Newby. We'll move on to the next question. It's from Ingrid Brown, and it goes to Team JLP.
Jamaica's main city, Kingston, is overrun with inner cities, many without proper infrastructure. How do you propose to tackle the problem of urban blight to help improve the future of young people in some of these communities?
Well, the tackle of urban blight is a very challenging one, not only shared in Jamaica, but the world over. However, one of the findings that we have seen is that rural Jamaica is grossly underpopulated. That is where 70% of the poverty of Jamaica exists. If there are ways that we can collaborate, fusion between urban development and rural development, I think there needs to be that level of care towards rural development to enable and enhance resources in the urban city, in the urban areas. You have to catch these unattached youths that are usually on the streets We have plans in place. The Community Renewal Program is a program that has been put in place by the JLP that has been rolled out since October of this year and is operating in the primary crime-ridden areas of the country. Kingston, St. Andrew, St. Catherine, St. James, Clarendon are parishes that this program has actually started in.
Thank you very much, Dr. Longmore. Let's move on to the next, well, first, the rebuttal from Team PNP.
The example, much-known example in South St. Andrew applies, where with existing resources and vision, there can be a better coordinated approach to bring resources in terms of financial resources and activities for the numbers of young persons to get additional education and training that can be then reinvested in the communities. I want to also touch on another area. The proponents, the Jamaica Labour Party, speak of their record. Perhaps, alas, if they had wasted less money on the JDIP, for instance, in the Christiana Road to Nowhere that is still unfinished but well over budget, then some of that $1 billion could have been applied to convert more of our inner cities into winner cities by putting the resources where they're most needed.
We will now take a short break and we invite you to stay tuned.
Go out and vote for who we want to vote for and respect each other.
Can't go every day a kill off one another, so we need love.
Violence just mash up Jamaica.
Even the devil vex over it, brother.
We are all one Jamaican.
We want peace and we want to know to reason one another.
Well, let's keep things violence free.
So please, peace all the way.
Crime-free election, and that me I ask for.
Share a direct, unified love with each other.
One nation united under God.
Jamaica need love. No gun, just love.
Respect.
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 Respect. Respect.
Trust.
The National Political Debates, brought to you by Jamaica Debates Commission, in association with Jamaica Public Service Company Limited, changing lives with their mission, and the DNG Foundation, here for Jamaicans, here for Jamaica.
Welcome back to the first in a series of 3 political debates being facilitated by the Jamaica Debates Commission. If you're just joining us, welcome as well. We invite Garfield Burford of CVM Television to start this segment with a question for Team PNP.
In the 1970s, there was perhaps the sharpest division in terms of the parties on ideology, economic management between both JLP and PNP. Since then, many persons argue that there really is not much of an ideological difference in terms of economic management between JLP and PNP. Do you agree with that? And one, and two, if not, can Jamaicans expect accelerated levels of growth, much faster levels of growth than the average 1% you managed in your 18.5 years in office?
Well, the first thing is that there's a stark difference between our ideologies. The PNP actually manages the economy and the JLP does not. We actually had 13 years of the 18 years that we were in office for positive economic growth. What is also interesting is that we gave to the JLP our debt at 104%. We had reduced poverty to 9.8%, the lowest in our history. What have they done with it? They've grown the debt to over 130%. They've lost over 90,000 jobs. They've had 14 consecutive quarters of no growth. We have managed in times of the IMF, and we've also had growth in that time, and we've also had record foreign direct investment in that time as well.
The one additional point I'd like to add to that, the issue of ideology is about outcomes. The People's National Party remain focused on people power. It is seen in the delivery during the 18 years of new schools built, new hospitals built, new community centers built. So far, well, everybody at home knows the last time a school was built, the
Thank
PNP
you very much,
was in
Mr.
power.
Pryce. Let's have a rebuttal from Team JLP.
I think the issue of the PNP being a better steward of the economy is a laughing one. The PNP managed the economy at a time when the world was seeing growth. What kind of growth did we see in Jamaica? They have shown no credibility in dealing with the economy, and now that we're in global recession, I'm telling Jamaicans that they cannot be trusted to manage the economy.
We will have the next question now. It's Nadine McLeod, and it goes to Team JLP.
Thank you. The head of the Pharmaceutical Society of Jamaica was recently sent home pending an investigation. She was sent home for reiterating the association's cry for government to desist from using pharmacy technicians to dispense drugs at public health facilities. Was it a wrong decision, and should it be revoked?
Now, I have to be very careful with that question, in the sense that you're asking me something about a public civil servant, an issue that is currently being explored and investigated by the necessary agencies. So at this point in time, I think it would be unprofessional and irresponsible of me to actually comment in this manner on something that could impact somebody on such a personal level. And so I will defer the question at this point in time.
A rebuttal from Team PNP.